What do you get when crawfish and ribs have a baby? That's super weird. What do you get when you cook a pig killed from Louisiana? That's kind of morbid. What do you get when a pig falls into your crawfish boil? What do you get when crawfish and pigs really love each other? Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be doing Cajun style smoked pork ribs. A friend recently mentioned this to me and it sounded really interesting, so I'm super excited to see how it turns out. If you haven't already subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. I'm John Rustling. This is Rustling Cooks. Let's get started. We're going to be boiling the ribs in a crawfish seasoning. I've got a pot back here that's coming up to boil right now. And so as soon as this gets up to boil, we're going to put the crawfish seasoning in and we're going to go ahead and add the ribs and let them boil. At the end, if it all works out well, we're going to have a nice smoky rib with a good strong hint of the crawfish seasoning that we all like so much. Before putting the meat to boil, I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. You're going to see me cut off a flap here that will just prevent the smoke and seasoning from getting to that part of the rib, so that'll be more evenly distributed then. I'm going to go ahead and remove the silver skin as well, which will also help the seasoning and the smoke get down into the meat a little better. Alright, we just about got up to boil here, so I'm going to put in a cup of seasoning. Just about ready to get those ribs on. Alright, so this water's come up to boil. I'm going to go ahead and take off the lid. We got a nice rolling boil there. I've got the ribs in my basket here. I'm going to go ahead and drop them in. Now we're going to let that sit. I'm going to get my timer going. We're going to let that boil for about 10 minutes. Maybe I'll go 15. All right, guys, so the timer has expired on these ribs. With the fire off, I'm gonna now let those ribs sit for about probably about 15 minutes or so, and just let them soak in that water. All right, guys, we got the ribs out of the pot. I let them sit for a good 15 to 20 minutes or so in the water with the fire off. So we're gonna take them out of the basket here in just a second. But before we do that, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different in terms of my seasoning. Now, usually my seasoning consists of salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of paprika and some cayenne pepper for ribs. I'm gonna be throwing in a little bit of the tawny creole seasoning. Since we've got the whole Cajun flavoring going here, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of that and try to keep and sort of enhance the flavoring from the seasoning that we've already used, all right? So my mixture for seasoning here is gonna be, and I don't usually measure, but I'm gonna put about 2 parts pepper to 1 part salt, so about twice as much pepper as salt. And paprika, really the paprika is mostly for color. That gives us the nice red flavor that we like on our ribs, so we're gonna put in some paprika. Just a little bit of cayenne pepper for some kick. And a little bit of creole seasoning. Take the ribs out now. Now they don't look too inviting right now. They've been boiling in the water, so they have this sort of a dull gray color to them. But I can tell you something, they actually smell very, very good. I can smell the crawfish seasoning mixed with the rib meat, the familiar rib meat smell, and it actually smells really, really nice. So I'm really excited about the turnout of this. So I'm gonna go ahead, for an adhesive, I'm going to put mustard. The mustard is not really for flavor at all. The intent of the mustard is to make sure that the seasoning sticks really good, So mustard is very common, and I use that a lot. And I'll also use olive oil a lot as well. And typically on my rib cook, I don't necessarily, standard rib cook anyway, I don't necessarily feel like it makes much of a difference. But because of the, I think the zesty flavor that I'm hoping we're gonna get out of this cook, I decided to definitely go with the mustard and see if that adds any of the zesty flavor to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and mix pour my seasoning over this. I'm just trying to be careful to get a good, even mix here. I want a good coating. And remember, keep it nice and stirred up. All right, my Kamado is up to temp now, and the Kamado thermometer is showing just under 250. I got my Weber thermometer showing right at around 275, so I usually feel safe that it's right in between there. So between 250, 275, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the grill slowly, burp that before we flame it up, and gonna add the ribs. I'm gonna put these ribs on this top rack I like to use. I just feel like the smoke in the grill, I feel like as it's coming up around the hot plate down in the bottom there, as it's coming up around the edges, I just feel like I'm gonna get a better smoke coverage with the meat raised off of this grill here. And that's why I use this extended grill platform. Now the other thing that I'm gonna do, just to add a little bit of moisture, I'm gonna add a little aluminum container of water to keep moisture in the pit, and we're gonna close this up and let that smoke. All right guys, it's been about 40 minutes, so let's open this up, and we're gonna spritz these ribs down with some apple cider vinegar and take a look at them. They look really nice. Love how the red color starting to come through. Just gonna give them a good spritzing here. That looks great. We're gonna close this up and let it keep going. All right guys, it's been just over an hour total smoke time, so let's open this up. We're gonna take a look and maybe give them another spritz. Okay, they're looking good. Really good here, I like this. All right, that looks good guys. We're going to leave those going. We'll come back in about another 30 minutes. All right guys, the ribs have been on now for about 2 hours, so we're ready to take them off, and we're gonna wrap them in butcher paper. I have it ready here on the side. So let's take a look at them. Yep, those are looking really nice. Oh, yeah. Well, these are nice and tender, I can tell already. So we're gonna pull these off, and we're gonna wrap these up here in the butcher paper. Now, what I really am looking for when these are done is for them to be very nice and pliable like this. I want to be careful because I'm already starting to tear some of the bark, so I want to be careful with that, but just wanted you to have an idea of what we're shooting for. All right, so I'm ready to go ahead, and we're going to get these on the butcher paper and get these wrapped up. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over with them just like this. I'm going to come up on the sides. Once I got both sides turned up, then we're just gonna roll this over. All right, we're gonna take in some of the slack there, and then we're just gonna keep going. All right, that should be good. We're gonna put these back on now and give them about another hour or so. All right guys, it's been about an hour, and I think these ribs are probably ready. Let's open them up, take a look. All right, the general feel of these really makes me think that absolutely they are. I can just almost guarantee it. I can feel right now the way these ribs are, how pliable they are between the bones. I can tell these ribs are absolutely ready. I'm going to take these inside and we're gonna let them rest for a few minutes before we cut into them. All right, guys, I've let the ribs rest for about 15 minutes or so, so it's time to open them up and see what these look like, so I'm really excited. Oh, those look so pretty. So pretty. All right, guys, the time for my favorite part has come. It is time to cut these and give them a good taste. Cutting from this side is easier because I can see the bone real nice and easy, and so I know exactly where to put my cut. So I'm going to take one from right out here in the middle. That's nice. Yeah. That looks good. Oh, that's a nice looking rib right there. Smells delicious. I really wish I could transmit the smell through to you guys, but this is looking really nice, so I think I'm gonna have me a taste. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is so good, so delicious. I mean, it just comes right off the bone. Oh wow. Oh guys, I try not to eat too much on camera. Waste your time me eating, but this is so delicious. Wow, so tender, so juicy. And you know what? Just as we wanted, just a really, really nice flavor. The Cajun seasoning has really come through. It's just got a very well-rounded, full flavor. I'm really enjoying it. These ribs are going to be delicious. My family's going to love them. Guys, if you like Cajun seasoning and you like ribs, this is a perfect blend. You got to try it. You're going to love it, I promise. And listen, I want to thank you for spending some time with me here today. I had a lot of fun with this. This turned out great, and I hope that you give it a shot and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. We've got some other ideas of ways to do ribs. I love ribs, so any ideas, I'm always open to those. And just any general comments as well. I try to respond to all of those. And again, if you've not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you back here again. Give me a like if you like this video. And this is another Cook in the Books. We'll see you next time. Thank you.